So in the first video of the wolf vibration, the spirits talked quite a lot about the energy vibration, because we're energy first before we are the human form, And so they want to talk a little bit more in depth about the wolf character, The wolf is not the same as the human in its energy configuration. They talked about the fact that it hasn't perhaps developed depth and breadth in its emotional range quite so much. It's very much it's actually to be more specific than wolf is to say that this energy configuration is actually more like a hunter. They are hunters first of all. Wolf is a sort of general term, but hunter is more specific for this energy configuration. So they hunt knowledge, for example. They hunt prowess. They like to have their prowess and their pride is based on them having a really good toolbox of skills, a really good skill set. And they've got this wonderful toolbox around them. They carry all these different tools for different occasions. We've got a chisel, we've got a hammer, we've got a saw, all of these different sets of tools for any different occasion. And of course, they need this very great set of tools because, unbeknownst to them, not being a human vibration, they really need to. They use this set of skills, high energy of course to do this, but they use this set of skills to convince themselves that they're so very human. That's one of the things they use these things for. But generally speaking, they're always about improving their skill set. So you might find they're very much like Johnny is the go-to guy. He's always knowledgeable about this. You can always go to him and he'll know about, ask him. He'll know about this, and the other, So they pride themselves on their gaining of knowledge in certain areas, They have a tendency to be quite rootless, without a root. Because they don't have that emotional range, they don't really have that connection to things or places. They don't have that root. But of course, pros and cons gives them the ability to move more fluidly, more easily perhaps, from place to place. Change probably doesn't bother them so much. Not having the depth of range of emotions, they often very rarely cry. Unless they've kind of learnt the process, in a sense. I say mimic is a bit harsh, but it's almost like taking on the role of fully. They will, if they take the role of something fully, they may cry. It may be part of their toolbox. But as talked about before, they're really wanting to hide the fact that they're not human. The problem is that the humans almost can't help themselves, but their view of this hunter nature, this wolf nature, is that they are a subspecies. This is what's so very hard. And this is why they work so very hard, the hunter, the wolf, to perform at such a high level, an energy-consumingly high level of functioning. Because they've got the pain usually of being perceived as a subspecies. They don't have the emotional content, They don't have necessarily the moral. They have more grey areas. Their morality is not. They don't have the emotions to inform their morality. They don't sense that. So therefore, they don't have that kind of empathy necessarily. So their morality is just kind of is more loose, and they may learn morality. It will be something they'll be more inclined to learn and choose. They can certainly choose their morality and learn it and decide, yeah, that suits me, that's what I want, is my human form, So not often crying, not often feeling that emotion. The problem is, of course, this pain that they tend to internalize on their feminine part of their child, because the feminine part absorbs will absorb pain. The problem is it's ongoing, because the humans don't just in their childhood regard them as the kind of subspecies. It's continuous, you know. The humans are pretty proud of the way of their feelings, you know. They don't see that as an impediment. They don't see their feelings quite like the wolf type would see. The wolf type is, you see, the wolf type in its kind of DNA comes through from the wolf pack, you know, and so emotions are much more seen as weakness, you know. If something can't control its feelings, that's weakness, double weakness. Think of a wolf pack. One of the wolves has broken its paw, you know. What's the reaction to that in the wolf pack? All those wolves know the reaction, and the limping wolves know the reaction. You know, go on. Leave me behind. I'm no good to you now. I'm no good to this pack. We know. We know. You know. We know. You're no good to this pack. No. You know, you're the weak link now in this pack. We have to leave you. Farewell, my friend. Goodbye. Yeah, we've got some bonding there. It's going to hurt a bit. But that limping animal takes it on the chin. This is what must be done. Of course, I'd do the same to all of you. I'm now the weak link in the pack. Leave me. Yes, I may get eaten by other wolves. That's probably what's going to happen, or I'll die of starvation. We all know that. Yes, we know that. Goodbye. You know, they're not going to have the human reaction, which is, oh, look at the wolf with the paw that needs care and help and attention, and it's coming from a different DNA line, if you like, a different energy configuration, where in terms of hunting, that's a weakness. Can't keep up, going to slow the pack down, you know. So when the wolf comes into the human box, the human form, they come with their thought process that feelings are weakness, therefore have to be controlled, self-disciplined, willpower, use willpower over, rationalized over. It's an untruth, of course, because the feminine side, the result of that is they kick out the feminine side, the one that absorbs and contains the emotional baggage, if you like. She's the one that's trundling along with all the feelings. Perhaps we're upset about this, that and the other. So the wolf will say, stay away from me. You are the object of my weakness. You are my broken paw. Perception. You are not my feminine energy, which is the truth. They are your feminine energy. You are my weak paw. Incorrect. But this is what they will come in with, their thinking. And the darker spirits will really want to prop that idea, that ideology, that awareness up. Because that's a crack in an energy body. To banish their feminine part is, in truth, to banish some of their energy. They don't really want to be banishing their energy. They want to look at that wound, you know, for themselves. The trouble is that they've got is the trouble with the wolves is that the wound is kind of reoccurring wound, because they keep getting bitten, in a sense, by the fact that it knocks the biggest important part of them, their prowess, that the humans judge them as being a subspecies because they don't feel the same way. That's such a massive pain to them. it is a humiliation and a pain to them, big time. They pride themselves on their prowess, on their skill set, on their amazing nose. I could smell that person was just thinking that I was below them. I can sniff it. It's the feminine actually that's doing that perception. So they could be even stronger with this if they brought that feminine back. But their ears are sensing, ooh, I heard that. Very advanced skill sets that they have in hunting skills, perception skills. That's their forte, And so therefore, for the humans to always regard them as the subspecies is to almost always have this constantly reopening wound. Ooh, 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 ooh. Open, open, fester, fester. Open, open. Stay away. Limp paw. Stay away. Stay away. Baggage. Pain, pain. Stay away. Keeping a rift between their male and female child, inner child, which is what the dark spirits are encouraging all the time. Why? They have a vested interest in feeding off our leaks, our energy leaks. That's all they're doing. Survival. They're surviving too, in their own way, like fungi, They feed off our energy. So the whispering that happens that, yeah, keep that oil away from you, that limping paw, She's crying about the fact that, not crying, but she's in pain about the fact that that group of people think I'm below them. Those human group of people think I'm below them. How dare they? How dare they affront my prowess like that? So the brain helps them cope by using their skill set, their multiple skill set, to be a better human than those humans. I'll rise higher and better and further than those humans ever could dream of. I'll prove myself to be so much better. So we've got this dynamic going on, but it starts with the rejection, the internalized rejection first of all. If the wolves can understand that they're not really supposed to be in the human form, that's better. Yeah, if they realise they're not supposed to be in the human form, that's not their correct form really. Straight away, that's a path to self-love for them, to understand that and accept that. It's great. And therefore they can stop wounding themselves, because they are wounding themselves by perpetuating this self-hatred. And this massive amount of work that they use their skill set to be the perfect human, or to be a better human than the humans. If they get rid of this rift between their male, the knowledge that they are different will help them to then bring back their own child back into the fold and reclaim their energy as wolf energy, as the hunter that they are, to love that about themselves, to love their skill set. And then the law of attraction will just give them better relationships everywhere anyway. They will stop hating out, being revengeful and wanting to prove that they were better, and maybe push others down to raise themselves up. These patterns, when they start to love themselves, will start to change, and they will just have a better, much better, more positive time. Yeah, so the subspecies thing is really important. And they have to accept and realise that the humans may always feel that way about them. They can't really change. None of us can change other people. We can't change how other people see us or think about us. We can only change ourselves. But of course, when we change ourselves into love, law of attraction will just give us that back. It just has to match us. We are doing it to ourselves first. We are rejecting that female wolf part. So law of attraction can only create the same in the world. Bring that female wolf child back. Realise that, yep, the humans are probably not going to change their point of view on that. It's probably a waste. It's a huge waste of effort, actually. And also realising, okay, we're not really human. Why not stop using all that energy to keep performing at this level as well? You know, wouldn't it be lovely to use that energy for this or that, or create that for myself and my friends or my family or my, you know, wouldn't that be lovely to create that? To do that really good thing, wouldn't that be lovely? All that energy being recouped, reclaimed, you know. It's like, first of all, to realise they're fighting a losing battle. You know, I'm better than you. You're worse than me. You know, the human will have the human perspective, and the wolf will have the wolf perspective. In a sense, they think they're great anyway. They have their own pride and prowess. You know, they have that. It's just like them over there that are stopping us from really being great. It really doesn't work like that. You are stopping yourself from being great by kicking out a massive part of your female energy just because she's got unresolved wounds that we can look at them. We can look at them. Check out the video on healing the wounds. The way to do that, to really listen to the female child, to hold hands and listen to the female child. You know, whatever our energy configuration, wolf or human, we all have to heal those wounds. Bring that energy back to ourselves, not be less, consume more and more and more and more energy, trying to please, trying to outperform, trying to perform like this amazingly, stunningly perfect human being. Because that human gives us that contrast of emotional contrast, subhuman. There you are, wolf, subhuman, there you are. It's like, I want the emotion of my prowess back, so I'll push you right down, you. You know, it's a vengeful pattern to fall into. Yeah. So the characters, I'll put that on another video about when wolves go bad. Because there can be, depending on how much abuse they've suffered themselves and how much their individual has been regarded and treated as so much less than the human. Depending on how that's impacted them, how much they've had of that in their life, how much pain they've suffered, how much wound they're throwing away, they're keeping away, it will affect their attack mode to the humans and whether or not they tip over into becoming predatory and harmful and destructive. And that's another video that the spirits want to talk about when wolves go bad. It's so important to understand, to see the difference in the energy configurations of human and wolf in order to sort of untangle this. It's all tangled up together, the human and the wolf. They really are separate energy configurations, you know, unbeknownst. The human doesn't really mean to say, you know, they just can't help themselves thinking, ooh, God, that's subhuman, isn't it? Ooh, you know, not having that feeling response, for example, you know. So in a sense, you can either start faking it, you know, or understand the truth. The truth sets us free, you know. And the thing is, all of our natures we truly want to be fundamentally the nature that we are. That's what we want. We want to be freed and to be what and who we are really, in truth.